Hello everybody and welcome back to Expedition Homestead. On today's episode, we're going to be covering the growth of our herbs that we're growing downstairs here. We covered that in a previous video when we started these seeds using a very helpful tip when it comes to planting and organizing. I'll talk about that later in the video. And then we're also going to show a very cool thing that we got to grow our herbs in the kitchen. So this is a little kitchen herb planter that we got online. I will leave the link in the description below to this, but I'm going to give a quick outline of this product, and then of course there's going to be some videos in the future. I want to thank you guys so much for sending this to me. This is not a paid video, but they simply just send me this product and ask that I give my opinion on it. So that's exactly what I'm going to do in today's episode. Well, she definitely loves gardening and all these projects that we have going on around the house almost just as much as my son does. So very excited for her to grow up and experiment with plants and gardening projects just like everybody else in the family. These are our herb plants. I will give you guys a real quick close-up view of them. We have Tutti Frutti lupine, Canterbury bells, which obviously are not herbs, they're flowers, but I just wanted to get them growing down here. Then we have common oregano, Greek oregano, chamomile, savory winter, lavender hyssop, and then lemon balm. Out of all of these varieties, the only ones that have not germinated yet are the savory winter. I'm not sure if they do take a little bit longer, but I'll have to see. Maybe I'm going to have to soak the seeds for a little bit before I plant these. If these don't germinate in the next week, I'm going to do a soaking round with them and then put them into this little planter here. Hopefully I can get them germinate that way, but maybe they're just taking a little bit more time. Very happy with the growth that we're seeing on those so far. The cool tip that I wanted to talk to you guys about on how we organize these was just using a piece of paper that you would grid off and then label your planter R1 and L1. That way the grid on your piece of paper matches that identically, and you can simply write down what seeds you planted in which cells or rows. That way you don't have to have popsicle sticks or little plastic sticks coming up off of your planter, which can be difficult if you have a humidity dome. And you're not gonna have to worry about the ink or marker wearing off of that popsicle stick or plastic stick over time. You've got it on an entire piece of paper here, and that way if you've got multiple trays like I do up here, you can just get all of your paper, put it in a folder, label each tray separately. So my first tray would be R1, my second tray would be R2, R3, R4, etc. Very easy to organize, and it's a great tip that I think you guys should utilize in your gardens if you're starting seeds indoors. It will definitely save you guys a lot of time and headaches in the future. So let's look at this planter. I just want to include what comes with it. We've got the LED up above. I don't know exactly what wattage this is. If I were to guess, I would assume that it's about a 25 watt light. Should probably check online real quick. Okay, yeah, I was close. It's a 23 watt grow light in here. And this is a hydroponic system. So what happens is you've got these nets that are placed. Yeah, can you say you got those nets?
Yeah.
Can you put them in there? Put it right here. Good job. So these nets will be submerged in water. Therefore, your roots are going to be growing in the water as well. This is not going to be growing in soil. If you guys are familiar with hydroponics, I don't need to say that, but those of you who have no idea what this thing does or is, or the benefits of hydroponics, that's what it does. So when the roots are growing in the water, it can readily take up nutrients, and they can have an abundance of growth when growing hydroponically. I've grown hydroponics many times before. We used to have a big 3x4 planter in our living room that I absolutely loved. We could grow anything in that, and it absolutely thrived. So with this herb planter too, inside here, there's a little jet that circulates the water. You guys can add nutrients to the water as needed. Just go to your local gardening store and ask them if they have hydroponics plant nutrients. They will most likely ask what type of plants or what size you have, and then they can get you what you need and get you on your way that way. So it comes with all of these nets, of course the power cord, and then there's these sticks here. What these do is provide a trellis system for your herbs to grow up on. So you can either tie them on if they're tipping over, or most likely as they branch out, they're going to stay growing upright and vertical because of the placement of these. Overall, I am very excited for this. I think it seems to be a really nice little unit. We've got plenty of space from the top of the basin to the LED light for our herbs to grow as well. So excited to give you guys some updates with this one. You guys can look forward to a future video. We're gonna do some fun experiments with this thing actually. We're gonna grow these herbs in a regular location right on our kitchen counter. But then I actually set it on top of my microwave just to keep it there before I did this video. And I thought to myself, it'd be kind of a cool experiment to see if there's any negative effects from placing this on top of our microwave when it comes to the herbs' health and vitality. We'll see if the microwaves, even though you are outside of that microwave, it's not supposed to be causing any damage to anything around it. I think it just might. So it's going to be a fun little experiment that we're going to do. So thank you guys all so much for tuning in today. We will see you all in the next episode. We're going to have a really cool video coming up on a little secret that we have. Let's just say it might go
Cock-a-doodle-doo.
We'll see you guys in the next episode.